Welcome back to the Teslaswapped Supra project. This is part 3. We will be going over the installation of the subframe as well as building the battery boxes. All this fabrication work was done by my fabricator Shane at 207 Customs. The first order of business was to continue clearancing the stock mounting points on the Supra. Next, the block-off plates were mocked up and then cut and welded to fill in the holes from the previous stock subframe mounts. The stock rear subframe mounts were then removed. Then a jig was made to hold the subframe in the proper position for measurements. The stock Tesla subframe uses approximately a 4-inch cup that allows the subframe to slide up inside the mount, and we wanted to mimic that for strength. Here's the front subframe mount, and again we're using the same stock Tesla idea. With all the bare metal treated and painted, the Tesla subframe was bolted up to the Supra for the first time. With the subframe all bolted up and clearances checked, it was time to move on to building battery boxes. Shane started with the rearmost box that goes in the hatch. You can see the lines where the supports go to hold each battery individually so they are not sitting on each other. Both ends of the battery boxes were bolted together rather than welded together, so in the future I can access the bottom batteries without pulling all the top batteries out. The floor of the hatch was then cut to allow the battery box to extend below the floor of the hatch in an attempt to get the weight of the batteries as low as possible. A crossbeam was added for structural support and the bare metal primed. And just like that, we had our first battery box in place in the hatch. A second box identical to the first box was then made and placed where the rear seat used to be. Here we have the fabrication and mounting of the front battery box support. The front lower box was then made. This box holds 2 batteries. This is the front upper box, which will hold 6 batteries. I also asked Shane at 207 Customs to build me a custom top suspension mount. At this point, I was able to pick the car up from 207 Customs and admire their handiwork. This is the rear battery box, which holds 4 batteries, about 220 pounds. It's placed nice and low, as close to the rear axle as possible. That should help us with traction in this car, having that extra weight low and over that rear subframe. As you can see, the footprint of the Tesla is significantly bigger than that of the Supras, so I will be having to go with some sort of over fender or wide body kit to tuck the wheels back underneath the car. Just another shot here of the front mount and the clearances between the subframe and the body of the car. Here you can see the additional front supports for the battery boxes that were added. I want to thank Shane at 207 Customs for all the fabrication work seen in this video.